Demetris, and thank you for the invitation. My brief background, as you can understand from my name, I'm Greek. I grew up in Greece and I did my undergraduate studies there up until 24 years old in the American College of Greece. But I was born in Boston, America, where I lived my young life until 8 years old. And I returned back when I was 23 to do my undergraduate studies in Suffolk University. So as a background, I didn't start in sports, as most people don't. I started in sales, and I started in sales while undergraduate studying. But when I moved over to the States and I did my MBA, I was very, very lucky to be involved then there into banking industry. And I worked in the National Bank of Greece in Boston, operations. Two was the first switch of my career from banking operations into project management by working for the Olympic Games in Greece. And I was in the Olympic Games, I was working in the communications department. And I happened to be able to see how my career then went into project management, which is my background. I was a project manager for almost 10 years in the European Union and some extent into Russia. I came down to the Middle East in the first time in 2007, working in large retail, IT integrations, and some banking integrations. And in 2009, I was invited to my first event in the Middle East. And from the Asian Cup of 2011, I started working in mega events like the 2011 Arab Games, which is an athletics competition, the Qatar Emir Cup finals, which is football, soccer, AFC Under 23, Italian Super Cups with big teams, and the Gulf Cup, which is my latest organization that I work for. The Arab Gulf Cup is a regional federation of football or soccer for my American friends, which is comprised of the 8 Gulf Cup countries. And there I do strategic advisory, I do planning, I do anything that has to do with event management. And at the same time, up until recently, I was the strategic planning head of the Qatar Football Association. Just to conclude, at the same time, for the past 3 years, I've been involved in different. Not least, I'm very lucky to be involved in this network that you've started, which I'm very, very honored to be part of today and speaking to everyone.
Amazing. So based on your experience and knowledge, how should we prepare for this disruptive times that we're passing through when you are planning, when you were on the planning time,
okay? You can hear me?
Time frame for sports events?
This can help you with a lot of problems in the fact that it depends on the magnitude and it depends on the level of the event, how early you should start. But when you do start, you start from the top. You start with proper executive management framework, putting the executive board in place, making sure the government and the entities that will help you are there to help you on a daily basis. And then you move down. You move into the organizing committee, directors, business plans, success factors, mission. And then
we just got the news that Wimbledon has been canceled. Back about 20 years ago, the Finance Subcommittee insisted on a pandemic clause nearly 20 years ago, and now they are getting 140 million to cover this financial loss. So when to know this extra clause isn't too much, even if it may cost an extra 2 million per year.
It's kind of the different ends of the bargain. Insurance is there if everything goes wrong or everything goes to hell. Program management, post-event reports, is everything goes very well, you need to prove that you did everything well. So always these two things were always in my plans. But as far as your question of how much is insurance is logical or not, I think it all depends on the commercial magnitude of the event. It depends on your sponsors, on your commercial rights, the licenses of the rights, how much people will lose if the event is canceled. But the only way you can determine this is if you go back and you have a proper risk management approach from the beginning, which I'm assuming in Wimbledon they did. And the risk management approach will give you more. Force majeure is a very big part of it. And the reason Wimbledon canceled and didn't postpone is because of this force majeure, because that's how the insurance clause went into the thing. So I believe a lot in it. I always push for a budget to be, but if we want to know how much is too much or how much is too less. You have to do a proper risk management to know what is the
perfect. Thanks for all the information you have shared with us. I do appreciate your time. We just have talked to Demetris Zenetos. He is in Qatar right now working for the Football Federation. I do appreciate our time. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you, Luis. See you soon up in person and close. Thank you so much.
Sure. Thank you. Have a great day.